Alrighty, so I had a request to make a Flowish supply journal with the theme of Western. And I told her, well, I really don't have that much stuff. I said, but I'll look. So I looked and I had more things than I thought I had. And when I say Western, I'm basically talking about within a certain time period, maybe late 1800s, early 1900s. And so I made it, and she purchased it, but I had quite a bit. I don't know where this all came from. But I decided to make another one, and so I would put it on the shop. So let's go through this supply kit. So this kit has this wood grain paper in the front, and it says auctions. Oh, excuse me, no, antiques, buy, sell, and trade. Can't even read. And then the back here. Now it's kind of chunky, like they all are, so let me get some of this stuff out of the way. And we'll start with the standard papers that I usually put in here to put into the junk journal. Here is some handmade paper. Here is some packaging that I thought would go with that time period. And this paper just reminded me of the type of wallpaper that was in the fancy hotels in the late 1800s. And then just some cardboard. That goes in there. And here are the papers. Here is some coffee stained paper, some line paper, some order blanks, card, more copy paper, book. And this book is from 1890 something. This was a really old book. More paper. I know easy paper I like. And some more coffee stained paper from, oops, oh yeah, here it is, from the composition book. Now here is some paper that I had, which I didn't realize I had, and I thought this was kind of cute. It's a coyote howling to the moon. Now, let me pull these out so you can see the full picture here. This just looked like wood and burlap and things like that, so I included that. Outdoorsy. Here is some artwork of a young Indian girl. A lot of these are from brochures from New Mexico, Colorado, from Nevada, places like Utah. Of course, there was romance also out in the West, but it had to be very proper. Advertising. Building of the log cabin homes and the adobe construction. This has to do with the end of the Tale of Tears. Horses. horses. Isn't that beautiful? I like that. And hunting. Okay. Then I found this paper. It was kind of neat. And it just looked like jeans. Different stitch. Oops. Buffalo. Some more horses. Map. An envelope. Another Indian. And these are some cards from the museums, and they have some artwork on them. Oops. Here is buffalo, beautiful sunset, wagon wheel, Indian jewelry, saddle, more artwork of the countryside, oops, buffalo gal, cowboy and Indian, feathers, just some papers from the National Museum of American Indian. It has some of their artwork and clothing. Shows some of their textiles. Artwork. And some paper that looks like some distressed wood. Okay. Pretty. Guess I need to pull these out too. Just a map. Pump to a water well. Hardware. Countryside. So beautiful. I forgot, some of these are two-sided. there. And also I included this. For some reason it reminded me of the old-fashioned pouches that they used to carry. Of course it's just paper, but for some reason it made me think of that. This is just, it's not leather, it's just whatever, something synthetic. But it had some stitching on it and just made me think of some leather. And then this is some upholstery material, but it reminded me of the different types of Indian rugs. Now, here are some boots. And countryside pictures. Other side of the papers. Let me take these out so we can like that. These are some more of the papers that you can do, excuse me, that you can put in the journal. Has to do with tailoring, old papers, little few little bags, old school, and some advertising. And here are some brochures, and it shows pottery, Indian pottery. This is the cliffs over in Mesa Verde, and it's from the Anasazi Indians. Cartoons of the West. Moose. Indian jewelry. I have these upside down. Countryside. Can't forget the cattle rush. Farms. Chief. This is from some Indian jewelry. The coaster. Old movie, Western movie. that one's so pretty. Tags. Cactus. Don't sit on a cactus. Some cards. Then here I just included another bag and some cardboard, some tissue paper, a couple of doilies, some napkins, a little old-fashioned motif. Birds, any era. And some paper. That. Clip. Keep those together. Whoops. And as far as paper, I think that's it. I'll slip these back in later. Now, I always include fabric, as you know. Let's see what we got here. This is some canvas, and this is from I think it was a pillowcase. But I try to include things that looked already pretty old. Of course, you have to have some gingham. And that was a hint of Indian fabric, Indian weaving. The closest I had to it. And then some trinkets to include. You could use this maybe to tie off your journal. And you could use these. And I included this because it reminded me, for some reason, of a rattlesnake. And all of you that have lived in the West or live in the West, you know, rattlesnakes. Here's a feather. Abalone shell. Clothespin. Use those, and then I included some beads that, oops, what did I do? They're like turquoise colors, coral colors, to make a little something something. You put those in because, you know, you walk away. These little wood beads, I have quite a few of these. I love working with them. They're so fun. And it's got a large enough holes in them so that they're easy to work with. I know some of the beads, the holes are so tiny, but these are real easy to work with. Okay. And then last, another little pouch. And in here I have a couple of wood tags, which I thought was kind of fun. And these are made out of some kind of metal, and they're already got the rusty look to it. I thought that would be fun. And then here's some small pieces of ephemera. Packaging. It's an itty bitty little envelopes. They're so cute. And there you go. So, for thinking that I didn't have very much, not only did I have enough to make her one and make an extra one, which I'm showing you, I still have enough for a third one. So I'll be putting another one together just in case there's interest in having another one. I will be all ready to go, and I won't have to play catch up on that. Alrighty, so you get all the fabric, you get all of these, and this is what I just showed you, the little pieces of ephemera, and then all of these papers, pictures, artwork, and pages that I showed you. So there is plenty of stuff to work with here, enough to make several journals. And as always, I hope it finds a new home, and I hope that home is with you.